So this is a preview of a modular website meant for print shop owners. They can add any item they want. They can change out the entire menu systems, recategorize everything, or at least they will be once the backend is completed. They will be able to search products. They'll be able to go to customers can go to their own profiles and log in. Everything is broken down via a category first before broken into a main item. So this is what a traditional business card page will look like. Each item also has, you would be able to predetermine cards or the amount of, or the quantity, the finish, the corners. This being modular, you can put any amount of predefiners you may want. There's an area for your description, specifications. The website is geared towards upselling at every aspect. So related items would be brought forth based on the item that you want. When we go over to the category for t-shirts, rather, instead of having every variation lined up, you can also have a sorting system. So this would be the style, the categories for, that you might stick them into, the colors, the brands, filter through pricing, this big old filter system. Once you get into something like this, more predefined terms would be placed that every person or every user that put in a new item would be able to predetermine ahead of time. So you'd be able to sort through colors, size, styles, decoration type. So, garment, heat transfer, embroidery. Go through and set it up for to basically figure out what they want, have all that information readily available. When they add to the cart, and I'm in the process of fixing this, it would go to, hey, it's been added to the cart. This would go add to cart. The cart would pop up. Instead of checkout, you'd go to designer. And the designer is what I'm currently working on today. And basically it would be a template area for whatever product it is. You'd have buttons to add text, images, graphics, tables, or generate QR codes. It would fit onto whatever the template space was. So this is clearly for like a business card. You could switch between front and back, and then eventually you'll be able to zoom in and out. You would have extra pages such as a full help section, where users can add all their information based on these different categories for FAQ. There would be a standard about section, which is fully modular, and then be able to add everything from explainers of how their process works, different categories, why they're a great selection, whole meet the staff sections, and really we're just looking to pack this as full of as many systems as a small print shop would need to compete with larger on-demand print stores. Like, that's the whole point of a system like this. I don't like to call it a website, because yes, it is a website, but more importantly, what we're actually selling is a full system that allows them to take, that allows customers to find the items they want, based on the items that the print shop puts into the system. They would be able to find Customers would be able to find those items, go to a designer for those items, design the look and feel of the item, and then have it sent to print. Basically, taking the customer service aspect out of the equation. So the print shop owner would just get the notification for the file with all the object information, such as whether it's a print card or a poster or a piece of clothing. They'd be able to fulfill that order and then send it out with the tracking number, which would be available in the profile. So orders and reorders, all that tracking information would be available to them right there. They'd also be able to see all the uploaded files and then all the projects that they've started that have not gone to an order. So say they log in, they find a product, they start building, they have to leave for some reason. They don't lose all their work. And I think that's really the power of having a system like this that basically allows them to very quickly build that relationship with that print shop customer. And from there, just keep them coming back for ordering the same thing, basically allowing them to become the dedicated print shop for that business or customer or organization. This is the dashboard for Sample Print, which is our fake company that we're using for previewing the dashboard of Pure Vista, which is the all-in-one website or system for print shops. When you first log in, you go straight to the dashboard. You can see at the very top there is a number of items that comes directly to it. So you might want to go through the stats of today, week, month, year. You can see what the sales were, how many orders. So today it would be sales, orders, how many people visited the website, how many people were actually using the website. So people might click into the website and then people use to order. And that's either they've ordered something or they've logged in to work on one of their projects, right? How many people returned items. So maybe they bought something, it wasn't right, they sent it back, they got a refund. And then, how many support tickets that you currently have going on. Right under it is a list of all your recent orders with the order number, where it is in the process of being fulfilled. So here are the delivered items, the items that have been shipped but haven't been delivered, and then pending. Pending just means you've received the order, you've received money, and now it's time to fulfill it. How much that order was and when it actually happened. Just to the right of it is support tickets. We do have a support ticket system over here that we'll actually talk about in a minute. Here's the tickets number, where you are in the process. So we have tickets that have been closed, tickets that need review, which means you've replied, they've said something back, you need to go back and try to fix it to make it right to them. And then new tickets that have not been addressed yet. And then when the tickets were last updated. Right below that, we have top selling items for the preview of this demo. You have, it's showing that business cards are the top selling item. This would obviously be dependent on the print shop. To the right, you have top search terms. So every time somebody does a search query, we will know what they searched for, and that'll actually help with SEO because they can see what those items are, go, hey, I really should be making my items say this specific language, and they'll actually get picked up in the search algorithms for like Google or DuckDuckGo, and it'll actually help the SEO of the website. Overall activity on the fourth line, restock alert. So say something is running out, and then, tips. This is going to be a system that does have updates from us, so we can actually push updates to their software and it'll auto update. On the left here, we have our full navigation system. At the top here, we have our search system. We can actually pin the dashboard or the menu system. We can switch between dark and light mode. I prefer dark mode. And then we can look up the newest sort of inquiries from customers. So if we go to the dashboard, we have the dashboard, which is what we're currently on: products, orders, customers, storefront look, shipping, discount, settings, and how to. If we go to products, it'll actually drop down. We have a product list, categories, inventory, and a template library. So why don't we go to the products list, and now you can see all the different products that you have in the database. If you want to add a new product right here, if we go to click it, you can actually have the full breakdown of what that item is. You can notify low stock for that item, which basically means if you run out of stock in the inventory list, basically they will not be able to process this item. You have your categories, your subcategories for the category, your description, your details, history, so it's currently published, who published it, so your user database, what the URL directly to the item pages, and then you can unpublish. You can set it as a draft, or you can just delete the product altogether. You can upload images, you can add additional images, inventory, so your SKU, your barcode, what's the quantity per unit. I'm saying 8 cards per page. You can allow out of stock purchase. So say it's like, hey, we can still take the order even if we're out of stock, right? What type of shipping is available for it. And then you can add your own attributes. And so basically the way that this works is you would go new attribute, you'd find your attribute, and then you would put in your values. If there's a discount per value, you would go discount and then what the value is, and it would actually pair up with the quantity discount, right? If you want to refer to a stock type, you would go stock. It's going to be known as finished, and then the finish, so it would go, your options would be either matte or glossy, and then it would reference an inventory item. So matte paper or glossy paper, and then another, so corners, so traditional or rounded, right? If we go to categories, you can add a new category, you can move a category item, or you can activate and deactivate an item, or you can delete it, right? And so we would have category as a main category, and then you'd add a subcategory. So it would be business, and then shapes, business cards, deluxe business cards, and so on. You would need to do this for every single category you have, and then those items, those product items, would actually fit within the category. If you want to keep track of inventory, you can add inventory as an object, and you can make sure that, hey, what's the category? How many stock do you have on hand currently? And then what is the minimum stock limit you need? And so when it dips below, say 100 units or 100 reams or whatever that might be, the system's going to notify you in the dashboard of like, hey, here's a restock alert. You should probably restock it, right? And then we'll figure out how to put it into the system of where you can actually purchase that. So you just go order now, right? And then for rounding out products, we do come with a template library, which we would preload. So you would have your template type, what the category, what the subcategory is, the status of whether it's currently being used. And then you can add a new template. You can use a template. So you just highlight. If you hit use template, it would turn it into a product item. And this product item could then be edited and then later on turned live. We don't have anything so all orders, sorry. If we want to look at orders, everything, this would be like, hey, where are my orders? You have an ID for the order. You'd have the customer name, the price, the date of when it took place, where it is in the process of being fulfilled. So shipped, received, confirmed, etc. And then you can, change the status where it is. If you want to go to customers, we have a ticketing center. This would basically act as a back and forth. You'd have the ticket number, the customer, the issue, what it's referring to, the date, the status. Eventually, when you click here, it'll open up the ticketing so you can have back and forth with the customer, and then it would send emails accordingly. You can also check out all your customers. And so if you want, we do have an example of what a customer profile actually looks like. So you'd have all their information, all their orders, the history, the tickets, if they had any, and then any additional info. So say, you've managed a long-term relationship with this person. You want to go, hey, they're signed up for the newsletter. They're a sales shopper. They get discounted rates for some reason. You can all put all that information in there and keep track of it. We don't have anything for the storefront look. That's going to be a little bit more complicated. We do have a page for shipping. So it would be available to DHL, FedEx, USP. The boxes size available. You can add a new variation if you need to. You do have a discount manager. So here's all the preview discounts that you might have. If you want to add a new discount, you'd basically put in your code, what your type is. So it'd be either a fixed amount, free shipping, or percentage. The start of that sale, when it ends. Maybe there's like a limit. So, first 100 customers or whatever. And then active, inactive, or expired. And then you would just add, and it would be added to the system. You can actually go through and delete old ones if you don't want anything. You can create a full download or an export. So copy Excel or CVS of your your discount codes. You can also just print off all your discount codes if you needed to, for say like a customer or somebody. We do have a sample settings page, and then a sample how-to page. And eventually these will become their own wikis. I am in the process of debating how to manage between the settings page and the storefront. So eventually there would be a storefront layout change and theme changes. Those are things that they will get a initial email about. They'd go through, they'd answer all the questions, and we would do a first round revision of the website. So basically the only thing they would have to put in is they would have to do their due diligence for all the information about them as a company. And they would also need to input all their product items. But, of course, like you saw earlier, there is a full template library that they can pull from. They just have to upload their own product images and, fix their categories. And, there will be a master list eventually. So that is the basic rundown of the backend dashboard for Pure Vista. The flagship print system. It's really a system. It's not a website. It's a full system. All right. Take care.